It is hot as hell in this funky hot room I'm in. Is that the Roaring Night? Hi, everybody! Mike! Not what I'm called! Oh, alright! It was me! I was the one who killed the radio star!
You know, girl, Dad says TV is bad for you.
That's what the internet wants you to think! My employees left me, Mike left me. Can anything get worse? Your final physical challenge is to make the voices stop. No answer? Well, we can't have that on TV time! Jack? You're taking too long! Pentagon! They hit the Pentagon!
Mike, get the points! Get the points, Mike! The points! Get it! Get it! The points! Get the points! That is the most desperate I think I've ever sounded. It's called a Manic Episode, and you're getting 3 more seasons! Oh, that hurt. Oh, that really hurt to do. I'm sweating.
Hey, it's me, Mike, from the game Delta Boobs.
Holy shit, I'm sweating. Gotta talk first.
Dear friend Michael, would you be so inclined to reveal this? Would you be so inclined to reveal what this round's Would you be so inclined to reveal what this round's boards of games might be?
Meeting Kingdom Steve.
Hey, I'm walking here. What a atrocity. And this is my formal apology to any New Yorker out there, because by God, you butchered your fucking accent.
Hey everyone, Revtrocity here again with another commentary that's going to be longer than the actual Saying a Lot of Things video. I hope you're doing well. This is being recorded the day after Halloween. Hope you had a great Halloween. Hope you're all going to have a wonderful holiday season. And right now, I'm going to speak at you things that I did for Saying a Lot of Things as Tenna that may or may not interest you, but it interests me to interest you about them. So let's get into the video. Although, firstly, before I start talking about the specifics of recording this, a little housekeeping thing I wanted to talk about since it's been a year and a half since I've made a Saying a Lot of Things video, and that is...
There's so much
Saying a Lot of Things content! There has been so many Saying a Lot of Things videos made by other creators. I'm standing here so happy that other people are doing Saying a Lot of Things videos. Like, let me rewind the clock and explain this. So this all kind of culminated from Alex Roshan when Digital Circus popped off. He asked his audience, now that Digital Circus is doing well, what do you want me to see as Kane? What kind of content do you want me to do as Kane? And I suggested to them, hey, you should do your own Saying a Lot of Things video. And here we are, a couple years later, he's made 2 of them. And then people got inspired by Alex to do their own Saying a Lot of Things videos, including members of the Digital Circus themselves. Like, there is Saying Things as Gangle, and I think Ashley Nichols, voice of Zoobles, doing Saying Things as Zooble as well. Even John Winfield from the Gaslight District did his own Saying a Lot of Things video. And since then, there's just been so many more Saying a Lot of Things videos, and it's been amazing to see. There's even been some cheeky assholes who made a Saying a Lot of Things as Tenna with the intention of getting it out before me. But really, I have just been so happy seeing people take this this inside joke of my channel and running with. I'm not gonna claim ownership of saying things in a character's voice. Let me just say that outright. I am not claiming ownership of this format, because this format of mine has been inspired by Gianni when he did his Duke Nukem voice. That was a big inspiration for me to do this thing that I'm doing, that now Alex Roshan's doing, that everyone else is doing. And again, I beat myself up over saying the same thing over and over again with no real deviation on how to say it, but there's really no other way to say it than just I'm flattered to see all this content based around saying a lot of things. So keep doing it. I really, really do love seeing all these videos, all these ideas, all these different properties outside of Undertale and Deltarune getting their own saying a lot of things. It really means a lot. So thank you so much. And so from here, let's talk about recording this thing in virtual reality. And I figured, what better way to talk about this than in virtual reality. So right now, I am in VR chat, which I've always used for saying a lot of things to some extent or another, whether it's grabbing a screenshot and using it in the video or just filming footage for it, but I've never outright used it for a full-on saying a lot of things the way that I have right now. Given all the VR chat isms that Tenna has, I felt like it was the prime opportunity to actually utilize VR for a saying a lot of things video, and it would be a new experiment for me, and I hope it paid off for you, because it was a lot of fun to really do. So this is where I recorded all the footage for saying a lot of things as Tenna. It's a VR chat world called Tenna's Green Room by Violet Otter, and this was a fantastic place to record for because every significant moment that happened in Chapter 3 is modeled in here, from the green room, behind Ram's counter, to the snowy area, the TV time stage, I could literally fall asleep here, the S room, gaming room, the Z room, this freaking place, and also help. As far as my VR setup is concerned, it is as simple as an Oculus Quest 3 run through a link cable into my computer sitting on my desk. And that means I can move my head around, I can move my arms around, but I can't move my legs. My legs move automatically when I'm standing still, except for when I'm running. So when I am running, I gotta jog my arms in place, which is what you see me doing in that really long run that Tenna does in that dark world. And like I said, there was a lot of experimentation when recording in VR, making these really interesting shots. For example, this scene right here where all three of the mics are standing together, every one of them was me. I recorded each mic individually, and then I cropped them all together so it looked like three mics were standing in one place. And another cool thing about recording in VR is being able to fly the camera. I can move the camera around using both my control sticks. And you may have noticed in one of the shots in this very scene where Tenna is shivering that one of my hands is not moving as I'm shaking my arms. That's because that was the hand I was controlling the camera with. I tried playing around with shaking my hand as I was moving the camera, but the footage came out a little shaky. I don't know if it happened doing that right there, but if you notice that, that's another thing. Though I'd say the hardest part of the entire process was matching the lip flaps of the character model to the line that I was doing. So basically my video editing software is on an Apple laptop, and I game on a Windows PC. So, because I have two different computers, what I wound up doing is a bit unconventional. I took my Apple laptop, looped the line on speaker, and then as it was looping out loud, I was pantomiming to the line as it was just playing on repeat. But because I was talking during that entire process, sometimes I was saying absolute gibberish like this. And welcome to the premiere ever of the brand new thing of the ever do the ever the thing and do thing. So that was the VR chat experience and recording it all for this video. I'm really sorry if you were looking forward to animations and stuff, but I've wanted to try doing this VR thing for a while, and I'm really happy that I decided to go for it. I had so much fun recording in VR for the most part. For the most part, I enjoyed it when my link cable decided to work, but beyond that, I hope this added to the video. I feel like I was laughing my butt off when I looked back at the footage, and I hope I gave you the same feeling as well. I hope this really enhanced your enjoyment of the video. Now back to me behind the microphone. Bye! It's that time where we talk about the artists of the thumbnails, baby! So I said thumbnails because I actually got two artists, one for the original saying a lot of things and one for the extras video. And let's start with the saying a lot of things video first, because as opposed to my normal tradition of hiring an artist that I'm vaguely acquainted with, like Ralph Say Hugs, this time around I went with an artist that I didn't know, and this artist goes by the name Drown in Noodles. And the only reason I know about Drown in Noodles is because when I did my Deltarune chapters 3 and 4 voice test, they had actually animated my Tenna segment, and I remember seeing it on my homepage and thinking to myself, wow, this is animated so well, and the stylization of it just speaks to my personal liking of art. And having to find a piece of social media to contact them through, I went through their portfolio to find some links to contact them through. And wow, how have they not gotten a position at Spindlehorse? Like, their art is genuinely incredible. I think they deserve a lot more recognition. If you want to commission them, please do. I think they are sorely underrated and they should definitely get more work. So go support Drown in Noodles. Speaking as a satisfied customer of their work, I think they're fantastic. And then also, for the Saying a Lot of Things as Tenna Extras video, that goes to my friend Ilay Boter, or Kai, or Asamibi. They go by like 3 different pseudonyms simultaneously. So Kai, that's what I like to call them, is someone who's a bit more involved with Saying a Lot of Things as Tenna beyond the thumbnail, because she and I created the 12 a.m. remix that you heard in the video. That was, I guess you could call it a Revtrocity original, but they made that music and they made this very funny thumbnail. I just needed something a bit more comedic, a little inside joke for the video, so people who watch the video are like, I get that. So thank you so much, Drown in Noodles and Asamibi Kai Boter, for helping me with this video. Next, I want to give a shout out to the cast of this video, because there's a lot of people actually. So first and foremost, returning as Susie is Cello Chiquita, as always. I did a video on this channel where I voiced Susie, and a lot of you are really concerned that I had like fired Cello or like something happened between us. No, I just wanted to voice Susie for a quick post. And just to make something clear, no one that's on these videos is hired. I don't have a staff. I don't like own a business. This is entirely paid volunteer work. It's like, if you want to join the video, I'll ask you and you can say yes or no and you'll be paid for it. No one's like an employee on the Revtrocity channel. But moving on from that, voicing the Roaring Knight is Jackie Rose. She's been on this channel a couple of times, and she has been one of my favorites to work with as of late. They are a phenomenal voice actress, one of the best, I think, in my personal group of friends. And yeah, definitely someone to keep your eye on in the future. Returning as Clover is Lee Bergantino. You might remember them as the voice of Clover on Saying a Few Things as Undertale Yellow characters. I felt like having them back for one little Clover cameo would be great, although to be honest, I was really happy just to have an Undertale Yellow cameo in the video at all. From there, we also have Frankie1581 voicing Batat, aka Game Theory Guy. Frankie's someone who hasn't been in a Saying a Lot of Things video, but they have voiced on my channel before. I just needed someone for one line there, but also it was really nice to kind of give Frankie some exposure, because they are a wickedly talented After Effects animator, and they got quite a huge following on TikTok actually, so if you want to check them out, I'd highly encourage it. Jongler, voiced by my best friend, the Realizer367. Ol Horatio himself is back in Saying a Lot of Things, and also, was the Miku in the Hatsune Miku, is that you? Moment in the video. The Miku that was waving, that was Realizer. And then last but certainly not least is Bubbles as Asgore. I was actually planning to be Asgore for this video. I even recorded Asgore's line. This is what it would have sounded like.
Man, first my wife left me and now my favorite show got canceled.
But I was realizing I was already voicing so many characters and I needed to diversify the cast a bit more, so I had no one better to voice Asgore than Mr. Driving in My Car himself. And Bubbles had actually been a fan of my work for a couple of years, and it was pointed out to me by Bubbles that we could have actually collabed as far back as 2021. Like back in Deltarune Chapter 1 phase of the fandom, which is wild. They had actually reached out to me in email wondering if they wanted to collab on a song, and I turned them down. Because one, I was in college, and two, I had never trained myself to sing before. I didn't feel confident in my singing abilities at all back then, so I unfortunately had to turn them down. I stand here 4 years later, a total fool, given just how much Bubbles has not only influenced the fandom, but also just internet culture, I dare say. So I feel like this was a good way to sort of right that wrong, and hopefully that wrong has been righted just a little bit. So thank you, Bubbles. Thank you so much for cameoing in this video. It means a lot.
And now for you folks at home, here is how you make the Revtrosity Tenna filter.
So Tenna's voice filter is a combination of 5 things, and you're hearing 3 of these things right now: channel EQ, de-esser, and compressor. I'm going to try and articulate these in as friendly of a manner as possible, because if you're trying to get into voiceover and you don't know a lot about audio mixing or audio engineering, this is a good way to kind of dip your toes into the water. Channel EQ basically manipulates certain frequencies within your voice. You know, there are high frequencies, mid frequencies, and low frequencies. Channel EQ basically singles out certain frequencies and raises them or lowers them to give you a certain sort of tone in your voice. Higher frequencies are often brighter, lower frequencies are muddier. But the goal with all these filters is to get a clear sound for your voice, make it sound as natural as possible. De-esser quells all those rogue S sounds in the microphone because those sounds often disrupt your waveform, so it's very important to knock those back down and make them less rogue. And then finally, there is the compressor, which can be an intimidating concept going into audio production when you first start out. But to kind of illustrate this for you in a way that makes sense, a compressor is a line you put on your audio signal set at a certain threshold, a certain decibel threshold, so that when your waveform crosses that threshold, the compressor is told to smack it back down. That is why it compresses the audio signal. A compressor is basically trying to make your loud parts and your quiet parts sound almost uniform. And all of those together creates my normal voiceover setup that you're hearing right now. And any character that is not Tenna, you're basically hearing that too. As far as Tenna's voice go, you have 2 other plugins that you use, and it's our old pals, Low Tech and Echo Delay.
The same filters used to create my devil voice, and
These are Logic plugins, which means they are compatible with Apple software. So if you don't have Apple software, just look for an Echo preset or like a bit crusher of some kind.
For low tech, you set the preset to 8-bit and lower the amount to 30.
And then for the echo delay, you gotta shorten the length of the echoes to where it's not as uniform as the Jevil voice, but enough to kind of sound like it's bouncing around a room, because if you leave the echo delay as it is, it sounds like this, and all the echoes are just sort of jumbling together in one place. Whereas if you shorten the length of the echoes, you get this. It's a lot more manageable, and it doesn't sound as distracting.
And if you notice, Tenna speaks in 2 different ways. For example, this is without the echo delay. When Tenna speaks like this, it's to articulate that he's not on stage. This is more of a casual way of speaking to the characters in the video. Whereas with the echo delay, he sounds like he's on stage and he's actually trying to present something to people. So, if you notice those differences, good on you. If you didn't, okay.
Okay, next I have to talk about the heart attack I had when rendering this video and hearing it on YouTube for the first time. So when I rendered the video and uploaded it to YouTube, filled out the description, and then listened to the video back, something was up with my volume. I was hearing loud parts that were quieter and quiet parts that were louder, and I thought this was like a rendering issue of some kind from either my editing software or YouTube rendering the video, and I nearly went back in my project and manipulated all the audio to fix it, whatever issue this was. But as it turns out, it was YouTube doing its typical thing of inserting bullshit in places that don't need it. And this new little tool they have is called Stable Volume, and it is a completely viewer-based program that you can turn on or off that sort of like stabilizes the volume, I guess, but it ruins the dynamic of like low volume or high volume. And I can articulate this to you through using this thing and how it completely destroyed the nuances of my video. So here is going to be my demonstration to you on how stable volume sounded to me. Stable volume off, the way the video was meant to be heard.
Hello, everyone!
Stable volume on.
Hello, everyone!
And if we compare side by side how the meters look, you start to see why I nearly panicked. So if you are watching this video and you are hearing certain parts that just sounded off in terms of volume, that's because YouTube was doing its usual thing of messing with the user experience. So thanks for the panic attack, John Google. And finally, to make sure that it's not lost media, I thought it would be a good idea to put the Saying a Lot of Things as Tenna trailer here for preservation. So, for those of you who want to rewatch the trailer, here you go.
Hello, everyone! And welcome to the premiere of the brand spanking new Saying a Lot of Things as me. You're here a little early, aren't you? Doors will open at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time to see me on the big stage. Oh, right, Hollowtail. I nearly forgot. Here's a sneak peek. So, tune in at 5 p.m. PST, and I will see you when it's TV time! Oh, wait, why is the camera facing that way? Oh no!
And to make sure that it's also not lost media, here is the Saying a Lot of Things as Sans 2 trailer I used.
Hey, you know the video's not premiering yet, right? You don't have to be here. Just be sure to tune in on September 8th at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time to see the whole thing. All right, kiddo? I didn't anticipate people being here. So, what you can expect is voice acting, your suggestions with voice acting, all those things in the description, it'll all be there. Well, I'm gonna go. You should too. It's a beautiful day outside. Unless it's not. Well, smell you later.
And with that, we are at the end of the commentary. Thank you so much for listening to this, and I always feel so guilty making these longer than the actual Saying a Lot of Things videos, but then I remember that art is always an iceberg, and that the final video or movie that you wind up seeing is the result of weeks or months of like prep work, rough drafts, rough cuts, and lots of things that were left on the cutting room floor. So rather than just letting those scraps be tossed into the bin, I want to kind of preserve these things, like preserve how it came to be. So hopefully you too find that very interesting, and I hope to see you again in the next video. So thank you so much for listening, and take care.